graduating from Boston University next weekend, and then Representative Steve Keen from the College of Arts and Sciences. So I'm really proud and honored by this day and the fact that we're doing it at a container loading, which is really the core activity of Bikes Not Bombs international programs, what allows us to do the amazing work that we do. So this is a really special day for me. And I'm really, truly honored to receive the Distinguished Young Alumni Award from Boston University College of Arts and Sciences. And so I've got my speech here. It represents a recognition not just of my work over the past 10 years, but of all the important people that mentored me, that supported me, and that inspired me with their dedication, commitment, and strategic action towards social change. Also, none of this work would have been possible without the local partners in the development process, who really did all the work. And in this case, Ability Bikes Cooperative members. They were the ones that were there every day. They were the ones who were using their time and labor and effort and vision to make that program succeed. I've learned so much along the way from so many people and would like to recognize a few key people now. My mother, who was not able to come, Lou. My father, Tom. Brother, John, who unconditionally supported me to pursue my life's work. My mentor, Carl Kurtz, who taught me the intersection of social justice and development, and the importance of solidarity in the form of concrete and strategic action. My anthropology professors, but especially Frederick Barth, who trained me in the basics of anthropological fieldwork and cultural integration. Steve Carbank, a friend and supporter who brought me much closer to BU and who encouraged me to pursue and grow my work with Bikes Not Bombs. My partner, Aisha Schillingford, who's also a BU grad. We went to BU at the same time and didn't know each other. We graduated the same year. Who is my rock and source of inspiration. My colleagues at Bikes Not Bombs, who all deserve this recognition as much as me for their tremendous efforts, creativity, and contribution to the world. In May 2002, I graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts in Anthropology and a readiness for anything. A few months later, I was in Ghana with the Peace Corps, where I lived and worked in a rural community for the next 3.5 years. I jumped right in, but very soon realized I needed to develop some best practices. I dug through the Peace Corps library and came across a book by Paulo Freire on his popular education theory, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. After reading this, I finally realized the potential inherent in communities to lead their own processes of social change and recognize the role of an outside facilitator can play in the development process. My work in the Peace Corps was a training ground, putting theory into practice and then results back into theory. I learned that successful development is measured not by how much one can say or do, but how much one can listen and learn. I realized that the solutions are all local, and that they must come from the people themselves. I also realized that there is a place for solidarity in the process, and a way to facilitate development solutions and mobilize resources in partnership with communities. After returning from the Peace Corps, I joined Bikes Not Bombs in the bike shop in Jamaica Plain, and later as an international field worker in Ghana, with the responsibility to organize the project Ability Bikes Cooperative. I worked with physically challenged people in Koforidua, a small city in the eastern region. I trained them in bike mechanics and small business administration, and helped them start their successful, cooperatively owned bicycle business. For the past 3 years, Ability Bikes has operated independently, and in the past 2 years has imported 2,000 bikes per year from 3 different shipping organizations. The bicycles were repaired and sold to people who need them for daily transport. Ability Bikes is now financially sustainable, and from the containers of bikes is able to pay shipping costs, importation costs, operation costs, and salaries to the physically challenged worker owners. Ability Bikes succeeded not because of the bikes or because of the good project idea, but because of the personal investment and dedication of the workers, their labor, and their leadership. After a year and 3 months with Ability Bikes, Bikes Not Bombs hired me in the position of International Programs Director, where I had worked for the past 3 years. During this time, I was able to engage the many aspects of Bikes Not Bombs, to learn from our local youth programs and youth employees, to help organize grassroots events such as the Bike-a-thon, which is happening on June 3rd. If any of you want to ride, it's a really great event. We can get your information and register you now if you want. And the Bike-a-thon, it provides Bikes Not Bombs with a very solid base of grassroots funding. I also witnessed the enormous amount of work and commitment required to keep Bikes Not Bombs collecting and processing over 5,000 bikes per year. And this is a particular recognition and shout out to Stephen Bosco, here, our Bike Donations Coordinator, and to all the volunteers that helped in this process. And during this time as International Programs Director, I have engaged all of the international partners of Bikes Not Bombs and learned a tremendous amount from their efforts to use the bicycle as a vehicle for social change in their communities. From bicycle-powered machines at Maya Pedal in Guatemala, to empowering youth programs in Nevis, to rural and economic development in Ghana, and more recently, to village health worker mobility in northern Uganda. As we speak, a Bikes Not Bombs international field worker, Omar Bingji, is in Amuru, northern Uganda, training 25 village health workers in advanced bicycle mechanics, and setting up a professional bicycle repair workshop. Over the next 5 months, Omar will help train an additional 300 village health workers in bicycle maintenance, and will facilitate the distribution of 300 mountain bikes to these health workers, to support them with mobility and to help them provide the much-needed health services to about 40,000 people in post-war northern Uganda. This phase in the project is about transportation and health outcomes, but also about best practices to inform growth. There is the opportunity to scale this project up into the other sub-counties and districts of northern Uganda, and through bicycles and village health worker empowerment, to achieve large-scale, sustainable, community-driven social change. I'm very proud to work for Bikes Not Bombs. Proud to be in such good company today, and honored to receive the Distinguished Young Alumni Award from Boston University. Thank you to everyone who came here today to volunteer and to support. This is our first shipment ever to Sierra Leone,